Okay, in the last lecture, we had introduction to the DHCP server, and as I said, I'm going to talk about the DHCP server operations in this lecture. So now, let us say this PC is your PC. Let me use the pen. Yes, this PC is your PC, and this is the DHCP server. Okay, so now what happens? Now, the first step is the DHCP client broadcast the DHCP discover message, which means that the client or the host, in this case, which is your machine, will ask the DHCP server for an IP address. Now, I want to tell you one thing. You would have a question in your mind that why would my PC need an IP address? I already have an IP address. Well, when you log into the internet, your IP address keeps on changing, right? You do not have the one static IP address when you are connected to the internet. Your PC has a separate IP address and a separate MAC address, which is hard-coded MAC address, and the MAC address doesn't change, but your IP can change. So when you connect to a VPN, at that time, what your host does is your host asks the VPN's DHCP server to give you a IP address. Now, the next step is the DHCP server replies with the DHCP offer message saying that, hey, this is the IP address or the pool of IP address which I am giving you. So if you're okay with it, just let me know. This is the IP address. Now your host will say DHCP client responds with DHCP request message. It says, okay, I would like to have this IP address, so please give me this IP address. And finally, the DHCP server completes with DHCP acknowledgement message. And after this step is done, your PC will finally get the IP address. And in this way, DHCP server actually works. Now, if you need to provide address from a DHCP server to hosts that aren't on the same local area network, you can configure your router to relay or forward the DHCP client requests. Don't worry, let me explain you in simple words. For example, let us say you have two networks. Okay, you have two networks. Consider this as the A network and consider this as A network and consider this as the B network. So okay, if there are two networks and your host is here and your DHCP client is here, DHCP server is here, and now you need to provide addresses, but this DHCP server has already been full of the addresses. It doesn't have any more addresses. So what you do is you want addresses from this DHCP server, okay? But this is in another network and you are here. So what would you do? Now you will contact this DHCP server for pool of addresses, but this DHCP server says that, hey, I don't have any more addresses as the addresses are full. So what is DHCP relay is actually this server transfers the requests or basically forwards the request to this server here. And therefore, in this way, this DHCP server can respond back to this server, and then this server can respond back to you to get your IP address. This entire process is called as DHCP relay or DHCP forward. Okay, congratulations. I'm really proud that you have made till this lecture, and it takes real enthusiasm and real motivation to do. Now, till now, we have completed the major networking devices that will be required in your coursework or during your interview preparations. In the next lecture, we will have an introduction to other network devices which also exists, and I'm pretty sure that no other course on the internet or on any other platform will teach you these other devices. So it's my humble request that if you're really enjoying this course, I would just expect a rating from your side. It almost takes only 30 seconds to give a rating. That's all instructors can expect from you. And if you motivate us, your feedback really motivates us to do more courses. So in the next lecture, we are going to start or have an introduction to the other network devices that are really very important from networking point of view.